Welcome back to Suwanee Sports Academy, the home of grassroots basketball, aka the capital. It's definitely been that the past few days, and we're getting ready for the Gold Bracket Championship, which is going to feature Aim High AAU taking on PSB Select. I'm Marcus Burnett, the sports utility vehicle, and I'm joined by Mr. Horace Naismith here on the commentary side of things today. Horace, we got a good matchup. Can't say it's one that a lot of people would have predicted going in, but two good teams here.
No question. Both teams play hard. They got good shooters. They run good systems. The game should be exciting. I wouldn't be surprised to see the game go down to the wire, because both teams have played some really tough games and earned their way here. I'm definitely one that didn't expect either team, but they earned their way here.
Most definitely, and we're going to go ahead and play it out as we speak. Tip-off is set. We've got Aim High. Eric Lockett gets it over to Bird for Aim High. We'll make sure we let you know some of these players. I'm sure we're just presenting to some and introducing to others. We'll make sure you have a good idea of how these players and teams have got up to this point. As here we have Watkins with the ball for PSB Select. Watkins had a solid performance overall leading up to this point. You got a solid team in PSB Select, but it's spearheaded by number 3, Jordan Watkins, as well as number 15, Connor Birchfield in the white jerseys for PSB Select.
Well, I watched PSB play, a couple of games early in this tournament, and one of the things that helps them, they'll have 3 or 4 shooters on the floor at one time. It's tough to guard them, and they make that one extra pass to hit the open shooter.
Aim High with the ball right now. Speaking of shooter, Cleveland Jackson has been that all tournament as we see him splash one from there.
Can't leave him open. I saw him train quite a few critical ones yesterday.
Yeah, Horace, he's been instant since he got to Suwanee for the weekend. And if you'd like to see additional footage of that, you can definitely check the SUV TV archives. As we've had plenty here from Court 4, as we're going to have our first time out. Horace, for those that, may not have been able to see both teams up to this point, haven't been here at the Best of South, give us a good breakdown of the strong points of each team from what you've noticed and what are going to be some of the key dynamics on who wins this game.
Well, I think they mirror each other. Both teams could put 3 or 4 shooters on the floor in terms of what they don't do well or what they're short of. Neither team is big in size and height, but they play big. They play hard. They're physical. They don't give an inch, and that's why I think it's going to go down to the wire, because they do mirror each other. They have good ball handlers. They make good decisions with the basketball, and it's not about there's no star system with either team, which I think makes them even that much more effective.
We have PSB Select with the ball right now. And, you talk about the guard play of PSB Select, as we see Jordan Watkins with the step back on that one, unable to get it. And it can be the more appealing or the more popular side of things, but they've had some fellas inside that have played against the likes of, Daniel Giddings from Game ETL, who they just defeated to get to the championship round. And you got some guys inside that are doing some dirty work to allow these guards to do what they do.
I think one of the things, having coached, it's tough when you got a team that's got 6'10s and 6'9s, and you play against these 6'5", 6'6 guys that both of these teams have. It presents a matchup problem for those bigger teams, because they're quicker to the ball, they get to the basket quicker, and what you think is an advantage is a disadvantage when you play against teams like this.
And we've seen that here on the PSB Select March to this Best of South Championship, as we see that bucket scored by number 1, Ryan Davis, for Aim High, and Lockett comes away with the rebound. Good to see Lockett in this championship game. Was a little shaken up in the semifinal, but back here for championship action. We see Aim High with the ball. Davis going to put it on the floor, unable to knock that shot down, on PSB Select with the rebound, and Watkins coming the other way. Watkins out of Providence Day High School in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. As we see a three-pointer on the way from PSB Select. It's no good. That shot was taken by Justice Narusas. He misses that. Cleveland Jackson coming the other way quickly for Aim High as they slow it down and set it up. Jesse Bird, son of Coach Douglas Bird for this Aim High team. Talk about his presence as a floor general for this Aim High squad and the weapons that it has for us.
Well, you know, he's steady. He's always creating when he drives. He's a point guard. He's not a combo guard. He's not looking to score. He's looking to pass first, which is pretty effective for this team because they're blessed with slashers and shooters. So what he brings to the table for them is getting them open looks and putting them in position to score the ball in the areas that they're comfortable in.
You see Bird get that over to Cleveland Jackson, and that could be Exhibit A of what you just talked about, Horace, as we see Jackson with another tray ball.
Yeah, he's got a nice stroke. He can get hot real quick and, you know, put 3, 4, 5 in a row on you if you don't get a hand up in his face. You know, with shooters, once they get that ball above their shoulders, not much you can hope for but a miss.
Haven't seen too many of those from Jackson this entire tournament. Also a good start so far, but here's PSB Select fighting again inside. Second, third attempt, no good as we see good defense by Aim High. Bird is going to push it ahead to Davis. Davis with the weight room layup inside to make it a 10-0 ball game.
Yeah, they've got out really quickly in this game. A little surprised because, again, PSB is a very solid, fundamentally sound team. Right now, the next couple of minutes is critical.
And I think Coach, for PSB Select, Coach Brendan Winters realizes just how critical this point in time is as he calls a timeout to kind of get his troops together. Saw Connor Birchfield kind of go to the bench, and he set the check back in after this dead ball. Was surprised to see him sitting that early, but they played a lot of games over the course of this weekend, had a very close win over Game Elite ATL in the semifinals. So, you know, if you got to get a breather, you got to get a breather.
Yeah, he's tough. He told me he committed to William and Mary. They're getting a kid that can really shoot the ball, heady, solid with the basketball. I think he'll be a good addition to that squad in a couple years.
Definitely tell you he has a good head on his shoulders as well. Last time I checked, William and Mary didn't have the most lenient admission standard.
Yeah, definitely not. Borderline Ivy League school.
We see that splash right there knocked down by number 32, Justice Narusis out of Grace Academy for PSB Select. Gets this PSB team on the board, making it a 10-2 ball game. Cleveland Jackson are trying to go inside, is Aim High. Instead, they swing across court. Davis, he's been aggressive, going to the rack. A little too unselfish there as we have the turnover, and PSB Select comes the other way. Three-pointer on the way. They shoot it at a high clip, and they knock it down often. That's Rusty Regal for PSB Select.
I tell you, Marcus, when you have shooters, a 10-point lead isn't much. A couple of possessions, they're back in the game.
10-5 ball game to be exact. Bird with it. Gonna kick it to Lockett. Lockett gets the bounce. Lockett's had a great tournament thus far. You know, he's done a great job on offense, but also, you know, had to match up a lot of the times against Noah Dickerson in that last matchup against the Georgia Stars in the semifinal.
That Noah, that's not an easy task because he's a beast inside. I've never seen a kid, or haven't seen a kid in a while, that could take the sort of punishment that he takes and not complain one bit and continues to come after you.
That he does, man. He's, you know, if I had to think of some of the best ways to describe him, I'd say he's got strength like Shrek, feet like Sonic the Hedgehog, and a motor that just doesn't stop.
Exactly. Now I know why Lockett is banged up.
Most definitely, but he and this Aim High team still in good shape so far right now. 14-7 advantage as we see the second attempt pay off for them on that last possession. They get the miss right there, and they're looking to come the other way. Bird ahead to Jackson. Jackson drops it off for Lockett for the layup drill.
That's the extra pass that I mentioned earlier. These guys play really well together. They're unselfish. They just want to win basketball games.
And they've been able to do that the past few weekends. Were a runner-up in the Peach State tournament and come right back here. They have a chance to get the championship. Worst-case scenario runner-up. Although I'm sure they're just looking at the former option as opposed to the latter, as we see a nice hesitation and layup by number 10, Stephen Kostick.
it looks like they're going to have to get more out of their bench play today to continue playing the way they're playing right now. Lockett definitely looks hampered.
Going to hold for the last shot, it appears. Aim high will. Cleveland Jackson, sharpshooter out of Olympic High School. Shout out to Coach Hemphill and that talented program in North Carolina. Heard that B.J. Gladden, an Olympic High School alum, put up 30 in a Pro-Am sometime last week. As we see Bird, who says, hey, I set the table, I know my role, but at the end of the day, I can shoot it if need be as well, as he knocks that one down.
You look pretty comfortable knocking that one down. I tell you, if you got a point guard like that, you gotta treasure him. Because these days, everybody wants to score the ball. Nobody wants to set the table, as you said, and he does a good job of setting the table.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the table is set here at the Best of South in this championship matchup. As they take a break between the first and second quarter, we'll take a break with them and be right back shortly. And we are back to the action here in the 17 and under Gold Bracket Championship, live from the Best of South. Marcus Burnett joined by Horace Naismith as we have this Aim High versus PSB Select matchup. Connor Birchfield is going to drop it off for the PSB Select layup, as that shot is made by number 45, Andrew Howard, for PSB. Birchfield trying to take Cleveland Jackson's cookies. And it looks like we're going to have a foul that's going to go against Jackson on that play. Birchfield, a very crafty player, and that's not just limited to offense.
Well, you know, he's one of the kids that he's just going to not stop playing hard. I'm sure that's what William Mary loves about him. That's what he brings to this team. He does all the little things. Shoots it great and does all the little things well.
Case in point, that elbow jumper right there, making it a 13-19 ball game. As Aim High still leads, but we're seeing slowly but surely a little more momentum on the PSB Select side. That's Stiegel for three. Been able to hit that shot this entire tournament, misses that one. And Jordan Watkins will push it the other way for PSB. Little razzle-dazzle, gets in the middle, up and under. Count it, Jordan Watkins.
Like that move, he throws the defender with a little hesitation crossover.
Tell you, Watkins and Birchfield have been a great 1-2 punch, and we've seen them, you know, and the good thing about this fundamentally sound PSB Select team is that you don't really see anybody force. You know, they do a great job of playing within the ebb and flow of the game, but right back again is that man, Cleveland Jackson. Instead of doing it from outside, he gets a layup to go on that possession.
That might have been the first layup I've seen him shoot this weekend.
Oh, yeah. He takes it sparingly, and, you know, he's done a great job of getting in and dropping it off as we see Birchfield score that layup. And, Horace, you talked about Birchfield's ability to score the ball, and, you know, we've seen him be able to do that off the dribble. Talk about how well he moves without the ball.
Well, you know, that's a lost art, you know, for a lot of kids. And with him being a shooter that he is, to be able to move without the basketball the way he does makes him that much more effective and dangerous on the floor. He knows how to use screens. He's in constant motion. He puts pressure on the defense just because of that. And it seems like he's a little banged up as well as he gets another break to the bench.
Yeah, we're looking at a battle of attrition as far as the number of games these players have played here in July overall, let alone this weekend. So, you know, you got conditioning all wrapped into one, and these players are definitely stronger because of it. You see PSB Select with the ball. They trail by 4. started off with a 10-0 run, did Aim High. Since then, PSB Select has kind of settled down as we see that Jordan Watkins 3 is missed. Rebound by Stiegel as Jackson pushes it the other way for Aim High.
I tell you, I really like Stiegel this weekend. His ability to catch and knock down that corner 3 has been very effective for Aim High.
As Aim High misses that 3-pointer. Jackson, 2 for $1 sale on 3-pointers. Still unable to knock that one down, but Stiegel with the extra effort gets it to go. Stiegel attending Wheeler High School, a program that definitely has some reasons to be optimistic. We've seen plenty of them here in this tournament alone. When you look at Jalen Brown, Daniel Giddens, and you talk about a player like Stiegel. You know, for those that are in and outside of Georgia, Horace, kind of summarize the outlook for that Wheeler program going into next season.
I think they're you got to add in Avery Patterson to that mix. I think they're the odds-on favorite to be the 6A state champions this year. They got pretty much their whole team back from last year, and you include Stiegel to that team because he did not participate last year. I think they're the odds-on favorite to win it all.
We have Aim High inbounding the ball. A little bit of pressure being applied by PSB. Ford gets it ahead and across the timeline. Cleveland Jackson has it. Tompkins with the ball in the corner now. Risky pass, but Davis able to come away with it. Good active hands there in the passing lane by Watkins as Aim High resets. Ford gets it in the corner to Stiegel. Aim High doing a good job moving it around. Jackson 3 on the way. Buckets.
Boy, they make it hard for you as a team trying to defend either one of these teams because they will make the pass and the next pass to get the best shot they possibly can get. You've got to be ready to play defense beyond 5 passes against both of these teams.
It's been fun watching both of these teams get here as well as seeing them go head-to-head right now. Both teams methodical, you know, as far as being able to move that ball around, make the extra pass, but, you know, then you see a little bit more athleticism on the side of Aim High. But going into matchups where the athleticism may not be in their favor on paper is something that PSB Select is no stranger to. It just hasn't mattered with the way they play ball.
When you shoot it that well, when you position rebound, it doesn't matter. A good box shot equalizes the size that you may not have.
As we see Rusty Regal knock down that 3 for PSB Select, making it a 20-26 ball game. Davis set to inbound the ball for Aim High. Bird swings it to Ford. Ford to Lockett. Definitely seeing Lockett play a little banged up, but still able to be effective, even though he's not putting it on the floor and being as aggressive as we've seen him be all tournament. Bird, he hit a 3 to end the first quarter, unable to knock that one down. Here comes Regal and PSB Select the other way. Connor Birchfield with the ball. Guarded by Ford. Patience has definitely been a virtue for PSB Select this entire tournament. They're showing it this possession, and I guess it looked like the broadcasters jinxed the possession version of it. As soon as I say that, they can jump in the air, turn the ball over, and it results in the opportunity for a Ryan Davis 3-point play the hard way on the other end.
And that turnover, you know, kids have got to realize what they can and cannot do in that turnover. You can see it coming. You had the big fella handling the basketball probably a little bit more than what he should be and led to the turnover.
As Davis makes good on the 3-point opportunity, making it a 20-29 ball game. Bringing it the other way for PSB, number 30, Troy Warren. Regal with the ball, giving no room to breathe over there by Ryan Davis. Davis going to get called for the foul. Can't say I'm used to seeing that kind of foul call here this weekend. You know, it's been a good job of kind of letting teams play. But
almost the no blood, no foul rule.
But the man wearing stripes says so, so who am I to judge? As Watkins comes the other way, gets the defender in the air. Swing it around to Birchfield. Birchfield stops. Tough shot right there. Attacking the glass is Rusty Regal.
Tough shot and even a tougher rebound.
We approach the final 2 minutes here in this first half. Been a back and forth game. For those of you that might just be joining us, Aim High started off on a 10-0 run. Since then, PSB Select weathered that initial storm, and they've been able to provide a few flurries here and there on their own to get back into this game, as we have 2 new substitutions back in for Aim High. Coming in number 15, Malcolm Stiegel, as well as number 11, Cleveland Action Jackson. That moniker is nothing new, but calling him Action Jackson, I say, Horace, it's safe to say he's earned that alias this particular weekend with this play.
Yes, he has. He's been consistent. Every game I've seen, he's consistently shot the ball well. He's consistently making the right plays on the floor. He's really helped himself this weekend.
No secret to many people, but it's always nice when you get on the stage, perform like you would always do, and Jackson has been able to do that. Here's Birchfield right now. Aim High's played good defense on him thus far. Three-pointer on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net for number 30, Troy Warren, for PSB. 6-point advantage for Aim High. We approach the final minute here in this first half. Jackson gets it inside to Stiegel. Stiegel tries to use the window on that one. Won't go, and now we'll have Watkins bring it the other way for PSB Select. Just Warren with it. Warren just knocked down a 3. Push it to a 6-point, to cut the deficit to 6 points. Connor Birchfield guarded by Cleveland Jackson. That matchup has created a lot of offense when you combine the two here in this tournament. Final 5 seconds or so. It's go time for Watkins. Unable to knock down that shot. Inadvertent whistle. And that is going to do it for the first half as we go into it with a 25-31 ball game. Aim High leads. We're going to take a break with them for halftime. Thanks for joining us here for the Best of the South coverage live from Suwanee Sports Academy. We'll bring you the second half in just minutes. Welcome back to Suwanee Sports Academy, capital of grassroots basketball, as we get ready to bring you the second half of this 17 and under gold bracket championship. Aim High taking on PSB Select. Aim High with a 6-point advantage as we get ready to start this second half. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Horace Naismith. Looking forward to bringing you down the home stretch of this Best of the South. It's been a great event overall, great exposure for the players and teams involved. It's been a corridor of coaches coming through this entire week. So it's just been a great thing to be a part of, Horace.
Yeah, it has been. We've had a slew of coaches come through. Billy Donovan from Florida. You had Josh Passner at Memphis. You had a whole host of coaches here attending the event. Lots of players, a lot of quality players, and obviously coaches follow the players. So definitely a good event overall.
So we see that shot missed there by PSB. Good defense by Aim High as Bird brings it the other way. Aim High came in second place at Peach State last weekend. They're 1/2 away from going home with the gold, so to speak, here in this matchup. As we see Jesse Bird with that drive showing his plan on doing just that.
That was a good move to the basket. As a pass-first point guard, you got to keep the defense honest, knocking down the occasional jump shot and beating your man off the dribble to score, just to keep them honest. He does a good job at that.
The defense right there up top by Davis. In need of a lifeline right there is Narusis, and he's able to get it off. Warren swings it over to Riegler, over to Kostick. And again, Connor Birchfield is on the bench right now, so you can tell that ailment that he was having kind of going into the game is definitely giving him a little bit of trouble.
Yes, they took him out early in the first quarter, took him out again in the second quarter, obviously not starting in the third quarter. Whatever's happening with him right now is definitely affecting his ability to be on the floor.
So we'll monitor that situation, see if there is an instance where Birchfield comes back or if he's done for the day. Either way you look at this PSB Select team, they're going to look to continue to win by committee as they've been able to do this entire tournament.
They've done a good job. The game could have got away from them early when they were down 10-0. Coach called the timeout, settled things down, and they were able to collect themselves and get back in this ball game. What they got to guard against is these first 2-3 minutes of the third quarter. If they don't put themselves in another hole that they'll have to climb out of.
Kostick's free throws right there helped them get a little bit closer to getting out of that hole. They currently trail by 6. That's not a good sign for them. Cleveland Jackson wide open. He misses that shot, but they get another opportunity, and Bird makes them pay.
Bird is looking a little more offensive-minded right now in the third quarter. Good shot, good looking stroke.
That makes it a 9-point advantage for Aim High. Regal, he had 2 3-pointers in the first half, unable to knock that one down. Watkins is going to take a try at it. He's been one of the better shooters here in the tournament as well.
Yes, he's not shy either. He'll come down and take that on the break.
We see Ford with the ball. Isaiah Ford for Aim High, going to get it to Bird. Bird against Regal. Set the check back in. The next dead ball for Aim High is going to be number 15, Malcolm Stiegel. Jackson versus Watkins, and they get it to Davis. Davis kicks it in the corner to Ford. Ford going to bring it in, lays it up.
I like Ford. I understand he's a Louisville football commit. Aggressive, tough defender, loves attacking the basket. He gave up that short jump shot to take it to the basket and finished it well.
You see Watkins said he's not shy, and PSB Select doesn't need him to be here in the second half. He misses that 3, but Kostick's going to take it in, tries to lay it up, misses that shot, but we see Watkins getting a second chance opportunity for PSB.
Yeah, little fella snuck in there and got him an offensive rebound. Guards have got to rebound the basketball. I've seen over the years there's been less of an emphasis on that. And the good teams, their guards rebound the basketball.
We saw Watkins do on that play, brings his PSB team to within 6. Jackson swings it over to Bird, back to Jackson. Tough pass, thought it was a little tall, but it was right on the money. That 3, unfortunately, is not, and here comes PSB Select the other way. Kostick gets it back out. Now he kicks it to Watkins. Watkins going to take it inside with the lay.
Good move. Watkins was able to get to the basket on that play because he hit that last 3. Defender raced out on him. He just blew by him for the layup.
That blow by makes it a 34-38 ball game. And here, you know, if you look at it from a glass half full, glass half empty perspective, and you're PSB Select, you got off to a slow start. Birchfield is playing, if I had to guess a percentage, close to 70-75%. And you're still only down 4 with 3 minutes 57 seconds left to play here in this third quarter.
As a coach, you gotta love it, because right now I think the PSB coach should be thinking, let's keep this thing close. Going into the fourth quarter, late down the stretch, we have a chance to win this thing. And I think right now they're doing a really good job of staying in the game. That's all they need to do right now, just stay in the game. Birchfield is coming back in, and they'll give it another shot to see, you know, if he could continue playing. And if they can continue shooting the ball the way they're shooting the basketball, they're going to make it really tough for Aim High.
We get ready to resume play. Birchfield back in the game, as Horace just stated. We see Ford splits through the lane right there, unable to finish though. Birchfield has it. To be hurt and to still move as quick as he can move with the ball, Horace, that's, you know, you're cooking with grease, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an injury or if he's just tired. Because he did get the ball up the floor pretty quickly just then.
Yeah, we gotta get we'll get Craig Sager over there shortly to give us an injury report, see exactly what it is. We have Bird with the ball up top for Aim High. Guarded by Watkins. Watkins trying to get it going as of late. PSB Select within 4. Jackson gets it to Bird. Nice defense right there by Watkins. Ford is going to have a go at it. Kicks it to Stiegel, and Stiegel's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
There's that extra pass. Ford could have easily taken that floater. Instead, he drops it down to Stiegel for the foul.
When we talk about both teams' path here, let's start off first with Aim High. They started off with a bye in the first round of the bracket and then defeated the Southern Kings. That Southern Kings team with Devin Mitchell, the sharpshooter, who a lot of the coaches that you saw follow through were coming to see. Grant Bryant, as well as a couple other notable players. Horace, we'll let you touch on any prospects you want to elaborate on. Aim High beat Southern Kings, then they defeated the Florida Tar Heels as well, and then last but not least in the semifinals they defeated Norwood Dickerson and that Georgia Stars team, which also features Isaiah Wilkins, Tadrick Jackson, a solid team overall that Aim High was able to send home en route to the championship.
Yeah, they definitely beat some solid teams along the way, physical teams along the way. Obviously the Stars being an EYBL team, they were able to come in and do what they do. And what they do is they play well together, they play physical basketball, they defend, they help each other. It's a team, we on the circuit like to talk about teams that have quote-unquote low to mid-major players, make it real hard on the players that are the high major talents. The mindset is a little different. Where you have a lot of these teams like Aim High and PSB, they're trying to win for respectability. Yeah. A lot of the higher end teams, the kids sometimes play for themselves as opposed to the team. And a team like Aim High PSB could sneak up on you and beat you.
Yep, and it's cliche and not to say that it applies in every situation. Sometimes it's just a matter of the ball bouncing your way or somebody playing good, the other team just playing better. But hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. As cliche as it sounds, at the end of the day, I'm sure we've all seen examples where that has been the case. And both of these teams, it's kind of been their mantra up to this point.
Every day, all day. But they say potential is nothing but It doesn't mean anything, but you haven't done it yet.
It's Devin doing it right there as Stiegel, who's been active on the offensive glass for Aim High, gets that one to go, making it a 36-45 ball game. Warren going to dial up a three. Count it.
Tell you, that line has been their friend. Every time you think Aim High is going to stretch the lead out, PSB comes back and knocks down another three.
As Warren's most recent one brings them to within 6. We'll see if Aim High will hold for the last shot. Cleveland Jackson with the ball. They've done a good job of kind of cooling him off a little bit. Started off the game hot and still has that eye on, so to speak, is on top of the stove, but hasn't been as on fire as he was early on. Jackson and Aim High just holding for the last shot. Three-pointer on the way for Bird. Unable to hit his third three-pointer of the half. Here comes Birchfield. It'll count if it goes. Oh, and it does.
That three ball has been their friend. Just when it looked like Aim High was going to really take this game over, they've hit back-to-back threes. They kept themselves in the ball game. All they're hoping for right now is just to keep it close.
Hey, no surprise there for PSB Select to still be in the game and still be fighting the way they are right now. So break as we get ready for this next quarter. We'll take a break with them. Thanks for joining us here live from the Best of South at Suwanee Sports Academy. It's fourth quarter here in the championship game. PSB Select, we're down 10-0 to start the game, but now they're right back in the thick of things. And it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout. So we'll stay tuned for that. And while we hope for the best and let the coach of PSB Select tend to his player, we'll talk about PSB Select's route to the championship. They got a bye the first round as well, then defeated Gold Coast. Close game there, where we're able to get the 2-point victory. And they also defeated Florida Select in the next round. And then in the semifinals, we talked about their game against Game Elite. They led that game for a seemingly, 8, 9, 10 points for the majority of it, but that talented Game Elite squad made some runs. They were able to weather that storm, and here they are in the championship. It's PSB Select as that foul is going to be picked up by Ryan Davis for Aim High.
Definitely not an easy road. PSB has played well all spring. I'm not sure what they did last week in the first live period, but has continued to play well this week. Not a team that you want to see, definitely not early in the tournament.
We see Andrew Howard lay that ball in, making it a 44-45 ball game. So we've got a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Ford's going to kick it out to Lockett. And we're seeing this game with, Eric Lockett, number 5 for Aim High, as well as, number 15, Connor Birchfield. We touched on him. Neither player at full strength or full energy, but then again, what players are at this point at almost 2 p.m. on a Sunday when they've been playing for about 4 days just in this tournament, not to even count the other July ball that they've had to play.
Yeah, the kids aren't cut like they used to, and they're out there playing basketball outside running around 13 hours a day. So to come out here and play as many games as they've played so far in July, high school stuff they did in June, their bodies probably are a little tired right now.
We'll see how tired Jackson's is on that shot. Good enough to knock it down, as that makes it a 44-50 ball game. Birchfield brings it the other way. Hand it off to Watkins. Watkins sets it up for PSB Select. Kostick to Regal. Regal off the window. A little bit too strong. Scramble for the loose ball is going to result in a jump ball, and I believe the possession arrow is going to keep it with PSB Select. And Horace, for a while, we saw a point to where, PSB Select made multiple semi-runs to kind of keep themselves in the game. But you had a point in time where Birchfield was on the bench. Watkins wasn't necessarily scoring as much, and the guy with the ball, number 10, Stephen Kostick, had to kind of fill in the gap for a little bit. Let's talk about his impact and where the game is right now.
He's steady with the basketball, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's heady. He doesn't settle. He can knock down a shot just like a lot of these kids on the floor can, but he won't just settle for that like he just did. He'll attack the basket, and his body is strong enough to finish. But like we said, they're a team that doesn't necessarily have a star player, so you got kids that can come off the bench and make plays to keep you in the game.
They've stayed in this game, and now they have come to within 2 points. As we see Connor Birchfield with that layup. Here's Lockett. Rose touches every part of the rim except the part down through the net. We see PSB Select the other way. The drop off by Watkins. They kick out. 3 on the way from Howard. No good, but again, rebounding the ball is Watkins, but looks like one of those feet were out of bounds when he got that rebound. So ball goes back over to Aim High. Ryan Davis with the ball. Davis out of Cartersville High School in Cartersville, Georgia. Top to 4, guarded by Watkins. At speed, guarded by speed.
PSB, to get back in this game, has to do a better job of keeping Ford out of the lane. He's done a real good job getting into the lane and breaking the defense down over the last few possessions.
Nice defense right there, as just short on that shot is Davis. Good point right there as far as Ford being able to get into the lane, Horace. It's been like you talked about him being a Louisville football commit. It's been very similar to handing the ball off to a running back and him just going through the middle untouched. Watkins going to be fouled on the floor. Foul's going to go against Davis as Eric Lockett set to check back in for Aim High. Lockett, 2014 forward, attends Whitfield Academy. We've got 3 minutes, 53 seconds left to play in this one. PSB Select set to inbound the ball. They trail by 2. Ford right there. The steal and the left hand flush.
Good anticipation by Ford. I didn't understand why the player taking the ball out of bounds, his teammate broke open, didn't give it to him the first time, tried to give it to him the second time and turned it over.
Case of study long, study wrong there on that pass. Birchfield goes to the rack, has that ball knocked away. Regal for 3, no good. Rebound by Stiegel. Gets it in the hands of Ford. Ford drives baseline, kicks it out to the corner. Stiegel, that's been his spot this whole tournament. Unable to knock it down there as we have Ford playing Wolf on Birchfield, unable to get to it, and Aim High going to pick up the foul. Back into the game for Aim High, number 32, Ramel Tompkins. So, Horace, we got a 4-point game here. Give us an idea of some of the other prospects outside of this matchup and some of the other ones that we touched on that were here at the Best of the South over this past weekend.
Well, we had Brandon Francis from Florida Elite here. That's the Florida University commit. The team didn't play well. Brandon was a little under the weather, but he was still out there doing his thing, played really well, got a real chance to be a McDonald's All-American. Each one teach one. Antonio Blakeney came out here, had a great game against Game Elite on this court, on court 4, where I think, if I'm not mistaken, he exploded for about 30 points. They were playing shorthanded, as we mentioned earlier. Worldwide being one of the few teams, or Game Elite, if you will, one of the few teams that had their whole squad. And speaking of them, Jalen Brown and Daniel Giddens, 2 of the top players in the class of 2015, both top 25, top 30 prospects that have had great springs and summer with the team, with Adidas Nations, as well with the Nike Elite 100. So there was a lot of good prospects here. Kobe Simmons, 2016, one of the top 20 players in the country. Got hurt early in the tournament. Still a lot of coaches came out to see him because he's had a great spring, and he continues to have a great summer. A lot of good players. This tournament done by Suwanee Sports Academy. The guys from Florida Elite are involved with this tournament. Justin Young, Robert Alfonso, they've done a great job in putting this thing together. I see this tournament growing into one of the better July events as time goes on.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Horace. From every aspect of it, you touched on Justin Young, Robert Alfonso, what they've been able to do as far as the coverage and social media. Eric Ellerton, who I understand is the czar of tournament organization as far as brackets and everything is concerned. Everything was on time, on pace, and just been a great event here.
Yeah. Great
play all the way up to the championship game. As we get ready to resume play, final 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Been a back and forth battle here. Catch and shoot, Cleveland Jackson. Stiegel unable to get his hands around that one, and the ball will go back over to PSB Select.
Not quite sure why they designed the play for 3 with 2 minutes to go in the game and them up 2. That was kind of surprising. You talk about prospects again. You had Tyree Crump, one of the better young kids. In 2016, Alteric Gilbert. Again, another 2016 kid. Good pass.
Stiegel wide open 3. Nothing but muscle memory at that point as he splashes that one, making it a 50-55 ball game.
That was a critical 3. He hadn't been hitting the way he had been hitting in earlier games. Comes up with a big block, doing it on both ends.
Uses the Windex on that one, and we're going to have Jordan Watkins pick up a foul on that play. That's only the second team foul on PSB Select. So not near the penalty situation just yet, and we're going to have a 5-second violation that goes against Bird. Oh, correction, they are going to award a timeout to Aim High. Tough break right there for PSB Select.
No doubt, they played good defense right there. Pretty heady call by the coach. You talk about heady players, heady call by the coach over there in Aim High to get the attention of the ref and get a timeout.
So, Horace, we know we're at this point, minute 30 seconds left to play in this one, 5-point advantage for Aim High. What do you see as going to be some of the key factors for each team as far as this final minute 30 and actually being able to come away with the W?
I think 2 things, one for each. Aim High just has to take care of the basketball, and I think they can get, keep control of this game and win the ball game. PSB has to get stops. They got to make sure on missed shots they have to get the defensive rebound. The worst thing for them right now is to give up any offensive rebounds, trying to close this 5-point lead in the next minute and a half.
Definitely want to start boxing out Malcolm Stiegel if that goal is actually going to be realized. As Bird set to inbound the ball for Aim High. Gets it back to Isaiah Ford, who's gotten inside at will, whether it's been dishing it off or drawing a foul. He's gotten inside when he's wanted to over the past few minutes or so. And we see PSB Select's defense cranking it up right there and getting the ball back. They trail by 5.
Like I said, they got to take care of the basketball. It's critical.
Here's Watkins. He's already hit a game winner at the buzzer here in this tournament. A nice elbow jumper. Been a sniper from outside this entire weekend. He'll go to the free throw line now with a chance to bring PSB Select to within 3. Can't knock down the first one. Still plenty of time left, relatively speaking, for PSB Select.
They make free throws and trying to climb back in. I just watched the game earlier today where it was a tie score at the end of regulation with 3 free throws. And the team missed all 3 free throws, sending the game in overtime, losing in overtime.
Yep, that's a herder. Watkins splits a pair there. Brings PSB to within 4.
Aim High getting a little sloppy with the basketball right now.
See if PSB Select can take advantage of that. There's Bird with it now. Gets it to Lockett. Lockett gets it to Ford. Ford back out to Jackson. As we see Aim High using a little bit of that 6-man in the form of the clock. Ford to Lockett, and now Lockett is going to be fouled. Only the 3rd team foul going against PSB Select.
They'll have to do a hurry-up job to get them in a situation, shoot that one-on-one.
Yeah.
I don't think they can afford it. If they can't get the steal off the pass inbounds, they have to foul right away.
As Connor Birchfield is checked back into the game for PSB Select. Comes close to getting a steal. No, not comes close, comes away with it. Short on that layup, loose ball, and it looks like a jump ball is going to be called, and possession arrow will go with Aim High. So Aim High gets the ball back after that Birchfield steal. So we're going to have number 1, Ryan Davis, check back into the game. And Malcolm Stiegel gets a breather. Eric Lockett to inbound the ball. Gets it to Jackson. Jackson over to Davis. Three fouls away from the penalty situation. It's PSB Select, so they'll look to get those additional fouls in as soon as possible. They've only got 23.7 seconds to work with. Bird looking to inbound the ball. He gets it to Ford. Of course, you talked about free throws. At the end of the day, that's what's going to decide this game from this point on.
Absolutely. Aim High is going to have to step up to the free throw line and knock them down if they want to seal this victory.
And it was free throws that PSB Select did a great job of capitalizing on in order to get to this championship game. Game Elite was trying to roar back. And they sent PSB Select to the free throw line where they were able to take care of the game just to even get to this point. We'll see if Aim High is able to do that as Cleveland Jackson goes to the charity stripe.
Probably the one kid that didn't want to send to the free throw line.
First one is on the way. Get your point, Horace. Not that it took me that last free throw to get that, but just a prime example right there as he steps up, knocks the first one down, second one on the way. It won't go, he splits a pair. 51-56 ball game, PSB Select. Here's Warren with the drive. Brings PSB to within 3, and Jackson's going to go to the free throw line again.
He gets to redeem himself. I was a little surprised by that miss, but you know, if you're PSB, all you can hope for, obviously, for him to miss both, but to miss one in that situation, you know, kind of gave them a little bit of life. I'm not quite sure it's going to matter at this point with Jackson getting back up to the free throw line.
PSB Select made a real heady play at the end of that semifinal game against Game Elite. Game Elite needed a 3 to tie, and they went ahead, fouled, and sent them to the line. There was only about 3 seconds left, so there was no time for them to make the free throws, have PSB Select inbound the ball, foul, and then still be able to close that gap. So
right.
You know, they've made smart plays to get here.
Wow, Jackson misses another free throw. Very surprising.
We'll see if PSB can actually tie this game up. They got 4 seconds. And Cleveland Jackson not happy with himself. He wasn't happy when he split the pair prior to. And he comes back and misses those. Definitely sets a high standard for himself. So we'll see if Aim High is able to have his back and hold on to this victory, or if PSB Select is not done pulling out tricks out of the bag that they brought with them to Suwanee this weekend.
Well, with 4 seconds left, I know I struggle with this decision as a coach, but with 4 seconds left, I wouldn't do it. I think it's a little bit too much time for Aim High to foul and send him to the free throw line and make 2 free throws as opposed to that 3. But with 4 seconds left, you risk the inbounds, the steal, the bucket, game over. Just a little bit too much time left for that.
Yeah. Regal set to inbound the ball. Has nobody to go to. Good job of not trying to force that pass to Watkins, because Bird was definitely looking to play burglar there. We've got 4 seconds left to play in this one. July, great month for basketball. Tournaments that you get to be a part of and see. I know for a live period, as far as that's concerned, definitely a great time for these coaches as well. We appreciate you joining us here on the SUV TV and the Hoop Scene broadcast that have been provided this entire weekend. You can also watch those on demand at the SUV TV as well. To get ready to resume play, PSB Select needs to inbound the ball and be able to get 3 before the 4 that remains on the clock runs off. They get into Watkins. Watkins, not a whole lot of room, tough shot, and that is going to do it. Aim High came in 2nd place last week at Peach State. You will not be able to say that about the best of the South here at Suwanee Sports Academy, as Coach Bird and this Aim High team take 1st place.
That was a great win by Aim High. They played well. They earned it. As you say, coming in 2nd place in Peach State. You know, they're on a high right now. They got momentum. The team is playing well, and as they go into the last week in the live period, they're going to be primed to pull some upsets out in Las Vegas.
That will do it for our live coverage here from Suwanee, from the Best of the South Classic. We appreciate you joining us. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Horace Naismith. We're going to go ahead and sign off here from the Best of the South. Thanks for joining us.